Hey, what's up? This is Robert from Escape the Fate, and you're listening to Collision on Voice FM.
Hi, Robert.
Hello, Miss. I didn't catch your name from Collision Radio.
Cat, C-A-T.
Oh, wow, cat, like a kitty cat. That's awesome. All right. Well, it's nice to talk to you.
Yeah, we actually had a chat way back in December 2014.
Oh, wow, jeez.
Yeah, that's...
I'll try not to be as long-winded, but I probably will fail.
Awesome. Well, I'm actually, I know we're here to discuss this tour for This War Is Ours, but you've actually got a new album, I Am Human, coming out, and I'm having trouble finding a release date on that.
Oh, no, that actually came out last month, so listen to it. Enjoy it.
Oh, I have been listening to it. The email says that it's being released, but it's already been released. Well, let's...
Oh, no, it was already released. Well, no, see, this is interesting, actually, because there was actually, the label had pushed it back and then pushed it back again. So it's like, you're not the only one who's confused about the dates. I was pretty confused myself. But it's out, I believe it came out the 16th of March.
Right.
Something like that. I don't know, man. It's out now.
Well, so you are coming to Australia to celebrate 10 years of This War Is Ours, but I guess it's going to be a double-headed tour because you're going to be playing some music off the new album, I Am Human, as well.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I definitely feel like this, we gotta, dude. We gotta. There's been just too much of a reaction to this new stuff and people, legitimately into it that, it's Australia. We don't get to go there as often as other places. I don't know if I'll ever be back. And if I am back, which I probably will, I don't know when. Could be a year, could be 2, could be 4. So, yeah, I would feel ashamed not to play some of the new stuff and, have fans enjoy that, which is part of why we're doing this 10-year thing, because there's songs we didn't get to play off that record back then. So I don't want to make that same mistake.
Yeah, which you are actually going to play This War Is Ours in full on this tour.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely celebrating it, man. Sometimes, always so focused on going forward that we don't take time to look back, but it is an accomplishment, man. It's an accomplishment to be able to say this, to be able to say we're still making records, 10 years after this one, and to get to celebrate it and, enjoy those memories with fans that, experienced it the first time and have been along for the journey and maybe have fallen off of us, maybe have stuck it out the entire time with us. But there's also fans that maybe never got to experience it and they will for the first time. So I'm glad we get to do this, and I'm glad as my own artist, to be able to perform some of those songs that I never got to play back then, because you write them and they have this feeling for you, and you just kind of never go back to them. And we don't listen to our own music, maybe for the first month after we're done recording it, but after that we don't listen to it. So it's maybe once a year tops, maybe. So yeah, it's going to be fun to go back and jam some of this stuff.
Yeah, and because the first 4 years, I guess, you are the only founding member left in Escape the Fate, but the first 4 years was very tumultuous, and this is the first album that Craig Mabbitt sung on, and I guess it was a whole new experience for you once he joined the band. Yeah,
at that time it was certainly, intimidating, it was scary, it was a different approach. Ultimately, in the big picture, I'm happy with it because it allowed me to be much more of an artist too, to really experience it and have a voice where maybe I was just a drummer before. But this time it was really let's craft this thing together and, create our own thing. And that's what we did. And that's why it's special to us. That's why we enjoy it. That's why we're proud of it. And yeah, man, it was weird times though, man. It honestly was very intimidating. It was very scary to try to create this thing, but we managed somehow, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah. And, well, you do actually have 2 members who just joined the band for your last album, Hate Me, and I guess, Hate Me and I Am Human are almost like polar opposites in what they're written about, because I Am Human is an album that's full of love and heartbreak instead of being about anger.
Wow. See, yeah, I think that right there comes with maturity. which has been a bit of a resounding theme over this last 2 hours that I've been doing, interviews with a bunch of you guys. But yeah, I think with Hate Me, we kind of learned to sort of just say, screw everyone else, dude, we're just going to do us. And onto this record, we're actually really looking at our lives. And that's what we wrote about. Like, we wrote about love a lot because that's really what we were going through in our lives. We definitely had some struggles, man. Like, I'm man enough to admit that, I'm not perfect, and there was a lot of things going on in my life, and, I became a father, and that was an interesting experience to like kind of have to realize that and then have to leave them and do all this stuff, right? It's crazy. And then, I lost, my grandfather, and my family situation was, that was my foundation, and it was really locked. And so we wrote songs and wrote a song about the devil. And it all equates to the same thing, and Craig had struggles in his relationships as well as Thrasher, and we had to write about it, man. We just had to get this shit out of us, man. That's it. This album, I'll say it a million times, it's therapy. It really is.
Awesome.
It helps. It's like talking to a friend. Writing a song is like talking to a friend, Sometimes you just need to get it out, and it helps you. And then when you're saying it and you have reflection, it's like, I don't know, it feels good, and you get to look back and understand you're going through, and it's really awesome, man. So it definitely was a lot more personal. It was certainly more emotional. It was certainly it was a lot more in depth, this record.
So when we listen to the album, we're like reading your diary.
In essence, yes.
Yeah.
All of us as individuals. And I think we had some over-resounding themes on the last record that were a little bit too sugar-coated and watered down. I think some of them are great, but I think this is more direct. And that's what's ultimately getting the emotional response from fans that we've gotten, is that it's certainly more direct. And you keep it real, they feel.
Yeah, you said you became a father, and I believe your child might be in the background trying to get into the interview.
I got twins. As soon as one calms down, the other one gets going, and as soon as that one calms down, the other one gets back up.
Right. How old are they?
They're 6. I think it's because we've been traveling. I don't know. They're not doing well right now. So their mom's chasing them around, trying to get them to calm down. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It really is.
Well, talking about maturity and family, and now that you have like twins, that's pretty awesome in itself. Would you encourage them into the music industry?
Oh, man. I wouldn't discourage them. Mm-hmm. I think with anything, there's a learning curve. Everyone's going to make mistakes. My goal in anything they do in life is to learn from mine so that they don't repeat them, so that they could get farther in life, so that they don't have to spend 10 years of learning and finally get to a place where they can get started. They could start right at the beginning and be successful and keep that train rolling, as opposed to having to have the hiccups that I did. It doesn't have to be a roller coaster ride that goes up and down. It could be one that just keeps fucking going up and up and up, and I would hope that whatever it is, I don't care what they do. It could be mothers, stay-at-home mothers, and be a traditional family sense. It could be a freaking president of the country. They could be lawyers. They could be doctors. They could be musicians, artists, athletes. I don't care. I just want them to do whatever it is that they're passionate about, and I want them to do their best at it and not make the same stupid mistakes that I did. And if they go into music, do not make those mistakes. Be an artist and be passionate and focus on that. All the other shit, no one got, popular because of drugs. They got popular in spite of drugs, So I would hope that they don't have to deal with anything like that. Or I just want them to be successful at whatever it is that they feel passionate about.
Awesome. I'm sure they're going to have your support the whole way. And hopefully one of them will be president, because you're not doing too well on that front at the moment.
Well, we won't have that discussion.
No. Well, I was just actually thinking that, like, your albums and that, they are all, like, they're personal. You don't write about politics and things like that. They're very personal albums.
Yeah, I mean, I think to understand that realm of the universe, it's a full-time job, and I think anyone who thinks they get it, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dude, but there's always so much more to learn, and our songs are about more of the focused personal things that really affect, our actual hearts, you know what I mean? And this is just what we needed to write about. If that's something we feel passionate about at some point that we need to speak on, I'm sure we will. Nothing is off the table with what we write about. This is just where we were at in our lives,
Can I ask, actually, when was the last time you were in Australia?
I think it was 2016.
Right.
I think that's the last time we were there.
And, well, it is actually next week that you're touching down in Australia and starting your quite extensive tour in Perth on the 28th, and you've got a sold-out show in Melbourne, and you have added a second show, so people definitely want to get onto that one.
Yeah, and that second show's my birthday, dude, so we got to make it count.
Wow, big party afterwards.
Big party during.
Sorry, Sydney, Robert's going to be hungover.
We'll see. I've made a promise to myself to not drink on the road anymore.
Right.
But it's my birthday.
Yeah. And, well, it is Destroy All Lines that people can grab the tickets from. And, well, as you said, you've got no idea when it is you'll be back in the country. So people really want to get onto this. And you've got 2 Australian bands doing the entire tour with you, Awaken I Am and Between Kings. Are they actually going to New Zealand with you?
Yeah, they're doing the whole tour, from my understanding. I don't know about New Zealand, but definitely they're doing all the Australian dates.
Right. And you are doing This War Is Ours in full, plus you're going to be playing some tracks from the newest album, which is out now. And
yes.
It's called I Am Human, and I actually love that title track. That's a pretty damned awesome track.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty epic, man, and that's one that our singer wrote when he just finally was like, I just don't know anymore, man. I'm just a human being, dude.
Yeah.
So he kind of put it all together into one, and I think it spoke to what every other song was about. That one kind of was like the summary of it all. And so that's why we felt that was the title track. And yeah, man, it's a great record. You're going to do This War Is Ours, celebrate that front to back, every song, let the nostalgia flow, and then we'll rock some new stuff as well, man, and some other fan favorites to, give them their money's worth and just overall just have a good time, man. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, is us just kind of kicking it together and, having a few laughs and tears and smiles together. So that's the goal here.
And on the 31st in Melbourne, people can sing Happy Birthday to Robert.
Hell yeah, I love all types of cakes too. I am not prejudiced on that. Give me chocolate, give me vanilla, give me everything in between. I'm down for all of it. Ice cream cakes preferably. And the more like fatty, just basically, don't bring me alcohol. I don't care for that. Just bring me as many freaking desserts as possible.
We shall arrange that. And it is escapethefate.com that people can find you at, or Escape the Fate on Facebook, and Destroy All Lines is where you can get the tickets.
Escape the Fate across everything. Everything online is just at Escape the Fate.
Yeah, you guys are pretty awesome on Instagram too. You have a great day, and you better get packing because you're just about to head here, and we look forward to it.
I haven't even unpacked yet, and I'm not going to.
Great. Well, I hope you have a good flight, and we definitely look forward to seeing you here next week. Thank you so much.
For sure. Thank you very much.
Bye.